समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. So, verse 67 today. In the 66th verse, which is a very famous verse, we had done about the promise that the Lord gives to anyone who surrenders to Him. And here in this verse, this is another very important and interesting verse. Idam te na tapaskaya na bhaktaya kadachana na cha shushrusave vachyam na cha mam yobhyasuyate. It says, this is never to be spoken by you to one who is devoid of austerities or devotion, no to one who does not render service, no to one who desires not to listen, no to one who cavils at me, talks ill of me. Now look at this. 4 conditions this verse is giving of the kind of people to whom this Gita knowledge should not be preached. Okay, now who are the 4 people? Number 1 is one who is devoid of austerities or devotion. Austerities is tapa, जिसमें कोई भी तपस्या नहीं है. तपस्या means self control, and devotion, bhakti. No to one who does not render service. The number 2 condition is that that person must be somebody who does service to mankind. Whatever service he is doing, no matter what it is, even an industrialist who is manufacturing something for society is service to the society. So whatever you are doing, it should benefit people. You should not be just a consumer. You should be a contributor, a provider to the society. So that is service. And service here means selfless service. Okay. The third one is, don't preach this to anyone who desires not to listen. ये बहुत बड़ी बात है. This is a verse which really needs to be quoted off and on to everybody, that Hinduism has said this, and this is not the only verse. In many texts, this is written that someone who does not desire to listen, don't force this knowledge on that person, because his mind is already made up about something, and he harbors a kind of a secret disrespect or disbelief in what you're trying to tell him, so he will not benefit from it. He will never get anything. So one who desires not to listen, no to one who cavils at me. So somebody who's an atheist, or who keeps making fun of Krishna, or who keeps making fun of the Lord, any Lord, to such a person, you should not teach this text. Up now, see how different it is from the usual people who like to क्या कहते हैं उसको, आप जबरदस्ती किसी को सिखा के जबरदस्ती उसका धर्म परिवर्तन करते हैं, who try to convert people from one religion to another by force, or by any kind of greed, or promising different things like lollipops. We'll give you this if you change your religion. Look what he says here. He says it should not be taught. That means what? देखो, एक वेदांत में चीज होती है called पात्रता. There is a thing called patrata. Patrata means the required qualifications for a particular kind of knowledge. As I have many times before given a example, that a person, supposing there is somebody who is sitting in class 4, if you forcefully make him sit in class 12 and make him sit in a class of mathematics or English or whatever, he will understand nothing. So it is not the fault of the knowledge, but it is the fault of the person himself. He doesn't have the qualification. So here very clearly it says that it is advising us that unless we have these qualities that are indicated over here, that person will not benefit from this gyan. So it is fruitless to tell that person anything. It is like sowing seeds on a rock. आप कहते हैं ना, हाँ कि रॉक में या बंजर में आप बीज डालेंगे, उगेगा ही नहीं. So it is something like that. Now see, here it is. देखो सबसे पहला क्या है, डिवॉइड ऑफ ऑस्टेरिटीज एंड डिवोशन. Austerities means the control of your body, mind, and intellect. One should have that control. That is called tapa. Control comes with a lot of effort. That effort is called tapa. So unless there is tapa in you, no control. There is, supposing somebody has no control over his senses, about his food habits, about what he talks, about what he does, he has no control. Then he is like an animal. A civilized person always does things according to his intellect. He doesn't do things instinctively. He doesn't do things, I feel like doing it, so I will do it. That is the quality of an animal. Okay. So if you tell the Gita, if you preach the Gita to a person without austerities, he will reject it. He will not even listen to it. And even if he listens to it, Zabardasti, he will not understand it and he will not follow anything from it. So, what is the use? It's a useless effort over here. ठीक है? तो austerities बहुत जरूरी है. Okay. So there you have to attune yourself mentally, physically, and intellectually to be able to listen. And look how well Gurudev writes. He says that you have to earn the joy of wisdom. Look at the word he's used, earn. It's not easy. आपको मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी to listen to the Gita. Not this कि अपना बैठे हैं, कॉफी हाथ में है, पैर ऊपर करके बैठे हैं, गीता सुन रहे हैं. No, no, no. That is not the way. So there has to be some discipline. Okay. And here it is now. Second one is those who do not live an austere life. Okay. One was, no, sorry, this is the same point. Okay, same point. Then we have tapas ho gaya. Tapas is into. Acha, next one is one who does not do service. Okay. Service अगर आप नहीं करेंगे तो then what will happen? You will not fulfill this condition number 2. Every human being has to indulge in selfless service, not live selfishly for me and myself. Even animals don't do that. Even animals look after their kin. Look at the way elephants guard their young. The elephants live in a family and they guard that family. Even animals, they do for each other. But here, human beings are the only ones who can either live selflessly or live selfishly. So, service only that person does who lives beyond himself. Try to live beyond yourself, not just only me and my needs. That is not the thing. You have to find your fulfillment in serving others, in service of any kind to others. It's very, very important. Service, Gurudev used to always say that selfless service purifies the mind. So, when your mind through selfless service gets that much purified, only then you are able to get this knowledge or understand this knowledge. Okay. अच्छा, इसमें तपस में ये भी आता है एक ये है those who have no devotion. Unless you have devotion to the Lord, bhakti jab tak aapko nahi hogi. You know, when you are very clear about your goal and that is what you want to reach and that alone you want to reach, you will have to channelize all your energies in that particular direction. So the conservation of energy first. Conservation of energy means what? No unnecessary talking, no useless shopping, all kind of meaningless activities that one indulges in, just usurping time. People say, I'm killing time. Imagine, time is what life is made of. And if you kill time, you are killing life. If you gift time, you are gifting a part of your life. Think about it. पर हम लोग क्या करते हैं? We waste time, we waste money, we waste energy, we waste effort in meaningless, useless talking and activities. People just sit and gossip for hours together. Now, so those who are not practicing this kind of thing cannot have devotion, cannot benefit from this at all. Acha, then people who cavil at me. Cavil at me means that those people who the teacher may be teaching, but they keep on doubting and they keep on making fun and they keep on saying, "Oh, this is not right. This is not right. Ye kya, wo kya," and they have 10,000 questions. They go on opposing the teacher rather than trying to find out attentively what exactly he is saying and what is the meaning of that thing. So that they don't do. So, forceful conversion of anybody into any religion doesn't work. You may have more and more, like if you convert into your religion, your numbers of that religion will increase, but not necessarily people who believe in that religion. So, what's the great idea? There'll be no growth for that person, there'll be no evolution of that person. Hmm? And so, religion should not be forced on anybody. He will mentally keep on rejecting it. He will mentally keep on rejecting it. Physically, he may be asked to do this or that, all the rituals. But mentally, he is not a slave to that religion. So, never force anybody. This is psychologically so true. If you force anybody to do anything, he will never believe in it. Okay. So this was the last requirement that one should have. So selfless service, inner reflection, service to mankind, tapas, and what else? Somebody who has faith and bhakti and who does not criticize the religion. That. Okay. Come to the next verse. य इमं परमं गुह्यं मद्भक्तेष्वभिधास्यते भक्तिं मयि परां कृत्वा मामे वेश्यत्य संशयः. He who, with supreme devotion to me, will teach this supreme secret to my devotees shall doubtless come to me. This is another promise given by the Lord. One promise was Yogakshema Vahamyaham, if you surrender. The other promise is this, that I will look after you. I will doubtless that person will come to me who teaches the Gita to other people. Now, teaching the Gita doesn't mean just academic teaching that any teacher can do. So here, the teacher also has to practice what he is teaching and be fully established. Brahmanist hona chahiye usko. He should be established in what he is teaching. And when he does that, then only, so that two duties enjoined upon every Brahmana. Brahmana who teaches. Now, here, who teaches the scriptures is called a Brahmana. Now, here, what are the two duties? One is to teach it to students and make them understand and make them devoted to the Lord. उनके मन में भगवान के लिए प्यार जगाना, that is one duty of a teacher. The other duty is that he must study the scriptures regularly and practice the scriptures regularly. देखिए, तैतरीय उपनिषद में शिक्षा वल्ली में सेक्शन 1, उसमें रिपीटेडली द उपनिषद से स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च बार बार आता है. दैट मीन्स स्वाध्याय करो और प्रवचन करो, स्वाध्याय करो, प्रवचन करो. बोथ द थिंग्स आर ड्यूटीज ऑफ एनीबॉडी who has learned from another teacher this scripture. So ये नहीं कि आपने सुन लिया, समझ लिया, you are practicing it and you keep it to yourself. No, you must make others benefit from it. So anybody who has teached it, it is called a rishi rin. This is called a rishi rin. Rishi rin means कि आपको चुकाना है. It is a debt you owe to your teacher. So you have learned it, teach it to others, lift others. Beginning from your own family. Gurudev used to say, beginning from your own friends and family, begin uplifting them, teaching them, bringing them on to this knowledge, making them understand this knowledge and act according to this knowledge. Also, you see, the thing is, no one can teach Vedanta. That is what Gurudev used to say. No one can teach Vedanta. A Vedantic teacher only has to do manan loudly. When he's teaching, he is basically telling himself. No teacher should think that I am teaching. Once, Gurudev also, when he went to Uttarkashi, he told a Mahatma over there. Mahatma asked him what he's doing these days. So he said, I am teaching people in the plains of India the Geeta way of life. So that Mahatma, really banged him nicely and told him that you cannot teach. The very fact that you think you are teaching is wrong. The student has to learn, and the student himself will be uplifted if your tapas is okay. If you are doing good tapas and you have got a very good study of the Gita, the student himself will get uplifted. And so don't use it, is the capacity of the student to absorb, not your capacity to teach. So the credit does not belong to the teacher. The credit belongs to the student to absorb what he is saying over here. So the teacher here, in this verse actually, Krishna is glorifying the teacher. He is appreciating such a teacher who teaches the Gita and teaches devotion to the Lord, or who is able to ignite the love for the Lord in the heart of the student. And he says that such a teacher has to have bhakti, such a teacher has to have knowledge, such a teacher, and he says such a teacher, asanshaya. Asanshaya means without any doubt, such a teacher will come to me. That means he will join with me ultimately. This is a promise by the Lord. This is an assurance by the Lord. That, but this has to be done continuously by the teacher. He has to go on and on teaching. As I told you, he is indebted. उन पे ऋण है, टीचर के ऊपर ऋण है, that whatever he has learned from his teacher, he must propagate elsewhere. Dekho, the examples given by Gurudev are very interesting. He gives here 3 examples. And those 3 examples, one is coal tar, liquid coal tar, the other is oil, and the third is water. Okay. Now he says that teachers and students are of these 3 kinds. देखो, अगर student is a thick brained person like coal tar thick होता है ना, तो उसमें if you throw a stone, the stone makes no ripple at all because the coal tar is very thick and the stone goes right down straight over there. Number 2 is oil. When you throw a stone in the oil, that means when a teacher is teaching somebody who has risen mildly from an animal level, that person, the ripples in oil will go like that in the thing, but die before they reach the surface. Okay? If there is a pond filled with water and you throw a stone in there, then the ripples go on having an effect one on the other, and the ripple goes right up to the boundary of the lake or the pond. It touches the ultimately the land on both the sides, right? So teacher and student are like that. If the student is coal tar like, there will be no effect on him. If the student is oil like, there will be some effect on him. If the student is water like, he will carry forward this knowledge. He will all the time. So the amongst all the sadhanas, the dearest sadhana to the Lord is the one that is of teaching this knowledge to other people. And he says, no one is dearer to me more than that teacher who is teaching the Gita to other students who can be uplifted. And this is a big compliment he pays to the teachers, because he says that such a teacher does not have to do karmakand, he does not have to do gayatri, he will in any case come to me. तो ये एक बहुत बहुत बड़ी बात है. बट द टीचर, ही सेज टीचर की क्वालिटीज भी वो बता रहे हैं, जैसे स्टूडेंट्स की बताई ना, फोर थिंग्स इन अ स्टूडेंट. हियर ही इज टॉकिंग अबाउट द टीचर, दैट टीचर की दो क्वालिटीज, स्वाध्याय प्रवचन नेचर. ही मस्ट स्टडी एवरी डे, he must do his sadhana every day, and he must do pravachan every day. सोचो भैया, this is a daily duty. He must do pravachan every day. He must teach someone or the other. किसी को भी पकड़ के सिखाओ, but try to find somebody जिसमें पात्रता हो, somebody who is capable of learning, somebody on whom the learning will be profitable. That means that he will find a love for the Lord. Otherwise, the teacher can go down in evolution. Dekho, he will devolve. If the teacher gains a pride, कि I am the teacher and I taught this and I taught that, and I have so many students and see my students are this or that. So then, if the teacher gets that kind of pride, that is a grand trunk road to destruction. The teacher will be destroyed, his knowledge will be destroyed, and he will devolve from his high status into a deep, great fall. Gurudev used to say that the higher you go, the greater it can be the fall. And if you fall from a very big height, you get hurt the maximum, isn't it? The force of gravity, yeah, the force of gravity will pull you that hard. The same is about this knowledge, and this is a promise from the Lord, that when such a teacher surrenders to me and makes others also surrender to me, that means उनमें भी वो भक्ति जगाते हैं, so that teacher will doubtless come to me, he says. Now here, this is the third one. न च तस्मान् मनुष्येषु कश्चिन्मे प्रियकृत्तमः भविता न च मे तस्मात् अन्यः प्रियतरो भुवे. Nor is there any among men who does dearer service to me, nor shall there be another on earth dearer to me than he. Look at him. He says this once in a positive way, once in a negative way. Just like in the courts, you have to take oath. I will speak only the truth and nothing else but the truth. दोनों तरह से बोलते हैं, negative and positive. Here, look what the Lord says. He says that nor shall there be on earth anybody dearer to me than he, and nor is there any among men who does dearer service to me. तो दोनों चीजें वो बोल रहे हैं. Now see, since the Gita, Acharya, does not believe in compelling people to learn the Gita, Hindu religion does not convert, it does not force anybody to become a Hindu, it does not force anybody to learn this. So a student who himself is ready will himself come. And the teacher who can turn their minds toward the Lord, he who lifts himself and others, is the dearest to the Lord. That is what the Lord is saying, that nobody is dearer to me than him. And in fact, he says that compulsion, intellectual compulsion on anybody to do or not to do something, least of all a religion, that you force somebody to have a religion, that is the biggest violence that you can do. And you must never do that kind of a violence. It is thoughtless, meaningless. So bring to the master's feet somebody like that, and he says, that person, nobody can be dearer to me. He is dearest to my heart, and I don't find anybody who is more dear to me than this person. Hmm? And ये देखो, one of the most important sentences that I would like to read is, if those who are around you are benefited by your self reflection, it shall be the glory of the Lord and not your personal efficiency. This is for the teacher. This is for the teacher. The teachers gain a great pride in thinking, I have uplifted this one, I have uplifted that one. I am a great teacher. Look what he says. It says that it is very important for the teacher to remember that it is the Lord functioning through him, and it is the Lord who is uplifting the people. It is not his great teaching skill or his teaching efficiency that is working. The teacher must stay humble. The teacher must understand that this teaching has come down as a parampara. This teaching is not mine. Nobody can claim that I am a teacher or this teaching has come from me. You say कृष्णम वंदे परम गुरु. हाँ? तो आप उनको परम गुरु मानते हैं, वहां से टीचिंग आ रही है, from teacher to student, teacher to student, it keeps coming down, and it has come down to you. So it is your duty now to propagate it further, no matter how you propagate it. देखिए, सर्विस आप वही कर सकते हैं जो आपको आती है. Somebody has money, he donates money कि इतनी गीता छपवा दो, बांट दो. That is also propagating, right? Somebody teaches the Gita, somebody lives the Gita, somebody is totally, his entire behavior is according to the Gita. All those things are uh, uh, paying your debt to the teacher. Because Gurudev used to always say that if you really want to give Guru Dakshina, there are only two ways. One is do what I am asking you to do, and secondly, teach what I have taught you. This is the only Guru Dakshina that I will want. He used to say, don't become professional listeners. कि अपना जाके बैठ गए, सुन लिया, कोई मेहनत नहीं करनी पड़ती सुनने में, है ना. जस्ट बैठ के सुन लो. द अदर पर्सन इज डूइंग द मेहनत. हम तो बैठ के सुन रहे हैं, फिर उसके बाद भूल गए. That is not how you should be. So, a listener should be a true listener, attentive listener, imbibing everything that the teacher is saying, and then lifting others. That is very good. And he used to say this, that you should at least try to do it, never mind if you fail. Actually, that is what he said to me. He said, try to be good, never mind if you fail. So he knew that I will fail, but that is why he said that try to be good, never mind if you fail. So the teaching is that you at least try to karo. But if one doesn't even try, you will never go up. Okay, next we do next time. ॐ पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम.